Welcome. Go ahead.
Good morning. Good morning, friends. Welcome to the Ashes to Rubies conversational podcast about life and recovery and so much more.
Hey, you're so good at that. What are you excited for?
It's Friday. I don't know what that actually means, but
It means something different than it used to.
I'm excited for the change of season. The snow is still melting. It's raining a little bit today, which washes away more snow. That's always nice.
I'm excited for, that in particular of being able to wear different types of footwear.
Yes.
Because I'm stuck at when I wear long pants, I have to wear boots. Like I just struggle wearing runners or sandals. No, like I could wear sandals with anything. Shorts. I can't wait for short season and sandal and sock season.
You're excited for short season.
I am excited for. So some people, I have some friends that are excited about motorbiking, and so I heard a comment on Facebook, and they're like, "I heard a rumble of a motorbike." Yeah. The other day, I saw a battery-powered scooter, and I was like, "Look at that guy!" So we have battery-powered scooters, and I'm excited for the battery-powered scooter. Good morning.
Oh, we're going to talk about sandals and socks again.
Sandals and socks. They're the only faux pas is that there is a faux pas. So don't be that faux pas.
We don't see eye to eye on that issue. John is a sandals and socks guy.
Yeah, but not like old man. Like I'm not pulling
white
socks up to my knees.
He's like, I don't give a rip. I'm wearing socks and sandals.
It's so much more comfortable, so less smelly. Like it's more polite for people. Maybe not for their. I think our generation is way more judgy on that. The younger generation, the millennials, they wear like the foam sandals all the time with socks. Slides.
They call them slides.
Are Birkenstock slides? No, but my feet slide into them. So slides are a reference to
sport sandals.
Like sport sandals. Beach sandals. Very good. Slides. I don't have any slides.
You don't.
I would like a pair of slides.
I offered to buy you some last year. You told me not to.
But there's a struggle with those because I've had them before and they were like foam.
No. I don't want
jelly foam.
No.
And boy, do they smell bad.
No, you don't want those. I know which ones you want.
Okay, you know which ones.
We are aging ourselves.
Costco.
So true. We are aging ourselves.
We are aging ourselves.
It's your turn.
Really?
Today.
We're not like old people. We're literally old people. And so socks and sandals. I don't want to say never, but I do never see myself wearing penny loafers. And if you're young, look up penny loafers. My boss used to wear penny loafers, and there's literally a penny in the tongue of them. You put a penny in the loafer. You'll have to Google that. But for real, penny loafers, look them up. There's a literal penny that goes in the. there's an actual penny loafer that goes right into the loafer itself. So look up penny loafers and let me know if that's real old people, because I think socks and sandals aren't like real old people. There's a variety of generations that can get away with it.
Do you want to talk about the new YouTube channel?
We have a new YouTube channel.
So
not new, but it's just go.
If you're listening in other places, you could be listening on a podcast, you could be listening on Facebook Live. John made a YouTube channel just for the morning meditations. Yeah,
so it's called Ashes to Rubies Meditation. So we'll just put all our meditational stuff on that and leave the other channel for more of the shows and the stories and the recovery content that we do. So there's that. And then Saturday evening in Ottawa in person, we have our Ashes to Rubies live show. So come out to that. You'll hear 3 recovery stories. You'll hear some hip hop. You'll hear some people doing cool stuff in the recovery community. We like to say art that gives hope to people. So feel free to join us at 58 Grosvenor Avenue at 7:30 p.m. on the Saturday. Thank you for joining us for our meditation today. It is March the 25th. And it's my turn to read. I will take a long and thoughtful look at the concept of silence. The sound of silence.
I thought you were going to start singing.
Used in times of reflection and meditation, it is a blessing. But it has other uses not so beneficial. We hear it said in the Al-Anon 12-step meetings, try not to scold or reproach the alcoholic. Don't react with angry words to his guilt-laden ravings. Ravings. Oh. This good counsel is sometimes misinterpreted. A member thinking she has learned this lesson will say with pride, I kept my mouth shut and I didn't answer him. A grim and furious silence can be more crushing and wounding than harsh words. Such a silence is motivated by the desire to punish. It is the fruit of bitterness and resentment. Ouchie. Silence can be a two-edged weapon. It will hurt me if I use it to hurt someone else. Silence can also be a blessing if I enter into it sincerely to take stock of myself and meditate how I can improve. Quote of the day, God, help me to know that silence, like speech, can reflect my inner feelings. Help me to use it not as a cork to keep my anger bottled up, but to express a healing quiet of the spirit. This is a good reading.
Yeah, and I think oftentimes this book that we've been going through lately is so they're talking about family dynamics when there's an alcoholic or an addict in the family dynamic, and then how do the other people respond. And oftentimes I feel like this book is trying to coach the people how not to throw fuel on the fire.
Mm-hmm.
We like to throw fuel on the fire.
Do you think, so I have trouble with the silent treatment. I know that you have bothered me in ways that, and tormented me in ways that if I was a prisoner of war, there was no such torture that somebody could do to me that you've done to me. And so I want to punish you. And so I have tried to do the silent treatment. I'm not even going to talk to her. I'm going to snub her, and I'm just going to keep my mouth shut because I'm more mature. But the reality is I'm actually trying to hurt you, and it's a sign of my bitterness and resentment. And for me, it literally lasts for 3 engagements. And then I'm like, I can't, I have trouble being silent and giving the silent treatment, but I'm more of the vocal type.
Yeah.
So this is saying I can use my words to hurt you. I can use my words to love you. I can use my words for healing or destruction, but then I can use my silence for healing and destruction at the same time. Mm-hmm. I've never really looked at it like that. I understand the concept. The motivation, desire, such silence is motivated by the desire to punish. Wow. So am I choosing to punish with my words or with my silence? Mm-hmm. I could do either of them. The fruit of it is bitterness and resentment. Wow. So then how do we move in healthy silence? What does that look like?
Well, it would be silence, not as a reaction, but choosing silence and learning how to sit quiet to quiet my mind. So I'm not doing it as a response or a reaction to someone else's behavior, but I'm doing it as a growth opportunity for my own mind mm-hmm, and my own spirit.
And then I guess in conflict of for me, being healthy in silence is not defensiveness, not attacking back, not trying to prove myself, not trying to belittle the person. Mm-hmm. But then my silence can be very painful for myself. But then it opens up a conversation for later or the next day of being able to really understand, maybe in our case, what was the promoter of your outburst, or what were you going through, and really engaging, because I have that opportunity now because I didn't blow up back, or I didn't engage in that. But then for the meditation part of it, that silence, most of us that come into early recovery, really truly believe that we have bipolar, that we might have the schizophrenia, we have alter egos, we have ADD, ADHD, all of a sudden we diagnose ourselves because our minds are going 100,000 miles a minute.
Or doctors diagnose.
And then doctors diagnose. Yeah, you might actually have a real diagnosis, but typically it's because of the spiritual problem inside and the addiction and the rewiring of my brain through 15 years of addiction. That doesn't mean that you can't sit silent at some point. I know that we do this thing called listening prayer. And so I know that I could sit at a bar for 8 hours. Like, that sounds ridiculous when you say it like that, but that was a normal thing. Like, I could put in a shift, 8-hour shift at a bar, no problem, as long as they didn't cut me off. But so how about silence, of starting silence every morning for 2 minutes and asking God a question, like, Father, what will you have me be today? Not do, what will you have me be, and just listen.
Yeah. Or some people struggle with the father thing. I think that it can be just anything, like just asking that same question of,
I want, like, in listening prayer, I want to hear God's voice. So that's like how I would lead into like a listening prayer thing, where I'm actually doing silent prayer and not talking prayer.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe that's our meditation today, is like, 1, can I be silent? And then 2, am I hurting people with my silence? And maybe there's somebody that you need to go make amends to because you're still giving them the silent treatment. Mm. So maybe today as a meditation is just having 2 minutes of silence and asking God a question.
That's good.
And seeing if he'll respond. And if not, maybe silence is what you're supposed to be hearing. All right, we leave you with that. Have a blessed weekend. Keep the peace. Be